The Lions are about to shake up the NFL, and the fans are already eager to see what Brad Holmes has in store. Big names are on the franchise's radar, and a potential arrival could take many by surprise. Meanwhile, a key player might be leaving Detroit, and the decision about his future is bound to spark debate. And there's more. An unexpected move could bring reinforcements to a position no one saw coming. Negotiations are about to kick off, and you can't afford to miss any details. Drop a like and let's get into the video. NFL free agency is about to explode, and Detroit Lions fans are closely watching every move GM Brad Holmes makes. With the legal tampering period kicking off at noon, ET, it's time to make our final predictions on what could happen for the Lions. First big name on the list, Khalil Mack. Detroit desperately needs more pass-rushing firepower, and Mack would be a major addition without jeopardizing the franchise's financial future. A 2-year contract worth around $45 million seems like a fair deal to bring in the veteran and pair him with Aiden Hutchinson for a fearsome duo. Meanwhile, Carlton Davis is expected to say goodbye and head to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Since the end of the season, it has felt like he would land a big contract elsewhere, and the Lions are likely to look for younger, more affordable options to bolster the secondary. On the other hand, a near-certain return is Kevin Zeitler. The veteran guard had a stellar season in Detroit, and all signs point to both sides wanting to continue together. A 1-year contract worth around $7.75 million seems like the natural move. In their quest for pass rush depth, the Lions could take a shot on Azeez Ojulari. The former Giants edge rusher has shown promising flashes and could be a solid addition to the defensive rotation. A 2-year, $10 million contract makes sense. Another player likely to stay is Levi Onwuzurike. After a solid but uncertain 2024, he should attract interest in free agency. However, Detroit trusts him and could secure his return for another 2 years. But it's not all good news for the fans. Some beloved players might be on their way out simply because there isn't room for everyone. Names like Khalif Raymond, Dan Skipper, Craig Reynolds, and John Kaminsky could be packing their bags for new teams in 2025. Now, the biggest signing of the offseason could be Charvarius Ward. With Davis leaving, the Lions need a CB1, and Ward is a perfect fit. He had a rough 2024 off the field, but when he's locked in, he's one of the best in the NFL. A 2-year, $29 million deal could seal the deal. And there's more. Darius Slay might be coming back home. The Lions need secondary depth. Slay wants to play in Detroit, and pairing him with Ward and other defensive pieces could be a lethal combination. On offense, Darius Slayton could be the surprise addition. With the need to strengthen the receiving core, the Lions could target the former Giants receiver before adding a young talent in the draft. And to wrap it up, a potential bombshell: Trey Lance to the Lions. It might seem unlikely, but Detroit has shown interest in the QB before and has a coaching staff that could help him develop his full potential. If Holmes pulls the trigger on this, it would be one of the most intriguing moves of the offseason. Now we just have to wait and see how many of these predictions will come true when free agency heats up. So, Lions fans, which of these potential moves excites you the most for 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But hold on. There's a key detail in free agency that could change everything for the Lions, and you need to stay tuned. Free agency is about to begin, and Detroit Lions fans need to understand how this legal tampering period in the NFL works. Essentially, this is the 2-day window when teams can negotiate with unrestricted free agents before the official start of the new league year. For the Lions, this means that from noon ET on Monday, March 10th, until 3:59 p.m. on Wednesday, they can talk to and even verbally agree to deals with available players. But here's the key part. Those contracts can only be officially signed starting at 4 p.m. on March 12th. It's important to note that this window only applies to unrestricted free agents, players whose contracts have expired without restrictions. It does not include those who received franchise tags, transition tags, or exclusive rights offers. GM Brad Holmes has a track record of prioritizing re-signing in-house players, and that has already been evident this offseason. Even before negotiations officially began, the Lions secured the return of linebacker Derek Barnes and defensive end Marcus Davenport, along with linebackers Anthony Pittman and Ezekiel Turner. Now, the big question is Carlton Davis. If the veteran cornerback doesn't re-sign, Detroit may look for a high-profile addition to pair with young Terrion Arnold in the secondary. Additionally, there are other roster needs that could be addressed in free agency, such as adding reinforcements on the defensive line, edge rusher and defensive tackle, a guard for the offensive line, and even a wide receiver to boost the offense. With negotiations about to heat up, Lions fans should expect some strategic moves in the coming days. The Lions have a golden opportunity to strengthen the roster and take another step toward the top of the NFC. But every decision needs to be strategic. One mistake could be costly. Now, will Brad Holmes make the right calls or leave the fans frustrated? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on your favorite team.